Hey everybody, I'm Brendan72Mo. This is the Vapid trophy truck, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is actually the most voted for vehicle this week with 57 votes. I think the same person voted for it 57 times, honestly, because they all came in within a few minutes of each other. But hey, that's fine. If you don't want to click that submit button over and over again, knock yourself out. This video is going up a day later than normal. I'll talk a little bit more about why when we get to our next vehicle. We're actually doing two different trucks today. When I say different, these two trucks could not be any more different. But for the trophy truck, I'm going to push this thing as hard as I can. Matter of fact, I recorded this truck close to a dozen times for this ascent. Because I am pushing really hard, I made a lot of mistakes. When you have this much speed on a bouncy trail with a truck that likes to get some air and has a pretty bouncy suspension, mistakes happen. So I had to keep starting over, getting the thing repaired, and going forward again. But I really want to push this thing as hard as possible because this is the fastest four-wheel off-road vehicle in the game, and it has massive amounts of grip. I mean, as you can see, we have not had any wheel spin at all, even when I get full on the throttle and the thing winds up what people like to refer to as double clutching. No wheel spin at all. The tires grip, all four-wheel drive, and it just goes up this hill unlike anything I think that we've seen in the Will It Off-Road series. I mean, look at this time that we're already at here, and we're this far up the mountain at only a minute and a half. Yeah, this thing is fantastic. The only thing you have to be careful of with the trophy truck is, one, you got to be gentle on the throttle because it does like to lurch when you give it a full throttle. So you got to be careful with that you don't get too much speed. Two, is because it does have so much travel in the suspension, it will bounce up and over and go up and get air on a lot of the jumps, as we're about to see here in just a second. It gets air real easy, and it will kind of bounce itself off its track a little bit if you're not careful with it. That was the problem that I ran into several times with this thing. But if you're aware of those factors, you should have no trouble off-roading in this truck whatsoever. This is setting a new record for Will It Off-Road. I mean, look at this time. This is absolutely fantastic. Pretty much flawless run, coming in at 2 minutes 31 seconds. So will the Vapid trophy truck off-road? Yeah, of course it will. This thing's a badass, no doubt about it whatsoever. But that means we have to line it up to take it back down the hill. Or in this case, mountain. I keep calling Mount Chiliad a hill as if it's just some tiny little thing. It's a mountain. Just right up and over those rocks. I love how much play is in the suspension. You gotta be careful coming off that bit there so it doesn't bounce off. But we're on the trail. This is a bit of a wide truck, so some of these narrow bits I gotta go a little bit slower. But I'm gonna see how quick we can get this thing down without flinging it off the side of the hill. Already though, it's wanting to bounce. The nice thing about the brakes on this is they're not overpowered. As you'll see at the very bottom, I actually kind of overshoot my normal finish line because the brakes are not super powerful on this truck, but that's a good thing in this case because that means they're also not going to lock up on you in the dirt and cause you to spin out. They're going to slow down the truck, which is what you want, but you do not want it to just, lock up all four wheels and get the thing out of control. Navigating this really tight turn, a little bit trouble there. Over the uneven pavement, no big deal for the trophy truck. It's like whatever. Whatever you can throw at this thing, it takes. The jump was perfectly flat. No drama on the landing other than nailing the wall a little bit, but that wasn't the truck's fault. I just didn't have it aimed properly. But this is going to be the first vehicle that the ascent and the descent times are almost identical. It's literally like a 1/10 of a second difference. I mean, truck's amazing. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Unlike the truck we're going to look at next. Oh my God. Yeah, keep watching for that one. It's a bit of a surprise. Ooh, a little too much speed there. Hit the rock and rolled it over, but not a big deal. Able to get it right back on its wheels. Back up, spin around, and just keep going. Haven't really had to get on the throttle too much. Just kind of letting gravity take its things. I know the bump there did not knock my lights out. I kind of turned them off. I color correct these videos so it doesn't really show up as bad in the video, but in game, on this trail at night with the lights on, it actually makes it a little hard to see with the lights on. It's really peculiar at how it works. It's just the way the lighting engine is in the game. Bringing it around though, back down onto pavement. Oh, up on two wheels almost there. Coming around our final long bend and up to our finish line where I will overshoot it at 2 minutes and 31.48. So like what, 0.15 slower on the descent. But that means back up to the top of the mountain waiting for sunrise so we can actually see it and throw it off, and the thing just goes. Most of the cars just kind of fall off there. The trophy truck actually was able to get enough speed to do a jump. Oh, we've already lost the body panel. The right rear quarter panel is gone. But the way this thing sheds body parts, yep, there goes the hood. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't lose every single body part except the wheels and the engine. Well, in the frame. But surprisingly, though, they're remaining intact. It is getting hung up a little bit in several places, and I'll be honest. I'm just trying to see how much damage we can do. So anytime I get on the gas, it's full throttle. I'm not even trying to be careful on this whatsoever. I just want to get down the hill as quickly as possible just to see how much damage this thing can really absorb and keep going, because it's a tough truck. The trophy truck and the Desert Raid both fantastic trucks. Oh God, almost jumped over the railroad tracks. Good thing there wasn't a train there. That would have been disastrous. Like the first time there's not been a train there. What the hell? But good thing there wasn't. But there you can see why I had to be careful on the descent. If you go over some uneven pavement at speed, or some uneven trails at speed, this thing likes to bounce. It just has so much play in the suspension that it does bounce around real easy, as we're seeing, as I just fling it without any mercy whatsoever. I just keep hitting pretty much everything I can. Not on purpose. I'm trying to go in a straight line. I'm just doing it really recklessly. Up the final jump, hit the logs, and down in a minute. 45 seconds. So for our damage, let's take a look and see what we've got. We've got two lights out. We've lost the hood, and we've lost the right rear quarter panel. Other than that, it's fine. No bit wheels. A little scratching here and there in the paint, but no major body deformities. It didn't surprisingly lose any other body panels. I figured we'd be without doors, a roof, and everything by now. I mean, my God, they can all get torn off on the little yellow things on the highway. But that brings us to our next vehicle, which is something completely different. This is the HVY Dump, also called the Brute Dump because it says Brute at the top, but it is actually made by HVY, and this is the second most voted for vehicle with 29 votes. I've been making reference to this truck in the past 2 or 3 videos about how I just wasn't able to get the most voted for vehicle. At the time, this was the most voted for vehicle until the trophy truck kind of replaced it. I just wasn't able to get one. Every time I would go over to the quarry, there wasn't one there. At least during the daytime. I kept finding them at night. And, well, this is as early in the day as I could get it there. I literally went first thing in the morning, and it took me until sunset to drive it all the way over here to the starting point. Not exactly a fast vehicle. And the problem that I can foresee right now, well, a couple of problems. One is it's just incredibly wide, and the trail gets really, really narrow in several spots. That's going to be a problem. 2, there you go. It just can't get speed. I mean, it nearly stopped on that little incline. That doesn't bode well for the dump truck at all. Once you can get it going, though, it does okay, but we're already on one of those really, really narrow sections, and I can't even keep all 4 wheels. on the trail at all because, you know, I got to go around the tree. And it's just really difficult to keep this thing on such a narrow path. And my God, look at it struggle. It's even getting some wheel spin. I mean, the thing about the dump is, you got to think of what this thing's designed for. It's designed to move a massive amount of weight over very short distances in a quarry. That's it. So it has a lot of low-end torque to get it moving, but it never gets any serious speed at all. Like I said, it took me most of the day. I went at about 7 a.m. in-game in the quarry, and you can see it's sunset now. That's how long it just took me to drive it. And that's not even really that far if you look at the map in GTA Online. That's just bringing it, you know, up the highway through Grapeseed, Paleto Bay, and then back down to the Paleto Forest. Not very far at all. What is it like? It's like 2 or 3 miles. And it took all day. You should have seen the traffic jam that was behind this thing. It was hilarious. It is going up the hill just incredibly slowly. But this first bit here, where a lot of cars tend to have a little bit of a problem, I think this thing's just too wide. And as you can see right there, the width of it, I just couldn't keep both front wheels inside that track. The left wheel fell off and caused the thing to slide and then tip. So, I'll get it straightened out. And by the way, the trophy truck was at the top of the mountain by now. But I'll get it straightened back out and try again. It is surprisingly getting a lot of wheel spin. I was surprised by that. I mean, I know it has a lot of torque, but I figured that these massive wheels would also have a lot of grip. And that's going to be an ongoing problem, is that these wheels have a hard time getting grip. Tried going a little more to the right, but it just bounced me off to the left. Back on the side as we hear a busted window. And sliding. There we go, back on the wheels. I'm going to back up and try this again. I am not one to give up easily. What's surprising is it can go, even on this really steep, with this really steep incline, this thing can go. It doesn't, however, have quite enough grunt. Well, it has the grunt, it doesn't have the traction to get it over that last little bit. So I'm going to back up. I'm going to try to back up. I think I back up here in a minute. No, I guess I'm going to try again. Sorry, it's been a while since I've recorded the footage. I'm going to try this one more time. Being stubborn. I don't know why I kept trying that. That's clearly not going to work. So let's go back down to the trail here. And as we do that, I want to explain why this video is a day late. And why the video that was uploaded earlier today, the Civilization video, kind of looked and sounded a little off. I had a hard drive crash. And it was the hard drive that had all of the footage that I had for videos that needed to be edited. I was able to salvage it all. I have some good recovery software that lets me go in on damaged hard drives and get it all off. And I was even able to get, with a different utility, I was able to get the hard drive back up and working. It was just a small portion of it that failed. So I just marked that off as bad, and the computer doesn't even see it now. But that does mean that hard drive's starting to fail, and I'm going to have to get a new hard drive soon. Which I don't have the money for. I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't have enough storage. I already lost one hard drive earlier this year, and I've been struggling by without that one. To lose another 2 terabyte hard drive now is, yeah, that's going to make videos creation very, very difficult indeed. But anyways, that is why I didn't have any videos for 2 days. I was spending all that time trying to recover what I already had. Got everything recovered, though, except for the Civilization video, which it recovered it mostly, but it was kind of a lower quality. I don't know, the recovery software just didn't get all the data, I guess. So that's why it sounds a little odd. I already had that video rendered and everything and ready to upload. And it just kind of, I don't know, it sounds and looks a little off. I apologize. I just didn't have the raw footage to re-edit the video back together and re-render it. So we had to go with the lower quality on that one video. And of course that delayed Will It Off-Road until today. But I didn't want to miss out on my regular Will It Off-Road. I know I did one on Halloween, but that was just a special one. And of course, that gave me plenty of time to talk because this dump truck is struggling on nearly 6 minutes, and it hasn't even really started climbing the mountain. I mean, this is just now at the beginning of the mountain here. Back it up just to see. I mean, this thing can't really get speed because it just doesn't go that fast. But just wanted to see if I couldn't get a little momentum behind it to get around this bend. Like a lot of vehicles, when you start turning the wheels, they start losing traction. It's just a weird thing with the physics engine. But we got around the bend. Let's see if we can't get it to keep going. And again, the problem is that it's so wide and that right wheel is not really on a path. It's in grass, while the left wheel is on more of that packed down dirt and stone. So I've just got wheel spin with that right wheel, and unless both the wheels are driving this thing, it's not going anywhere. So I've got to try to very carefully get this thing on the path, but my efforts are just resulting in me sliding backwards. I gotta admit, this was a lot of fun to try. When I saw it in the voting results, the dump, I was like, wait a minute, the dump, that's the big, huge yellow one, right? And sure enough, yeah. And I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I love a challenge. I mean, I've taken a bus, I've tried taking a boat. I mean, all kinds of different stuff. I'm going to try to take a plane one of these days. Like, with the landing gear down, I'm going to try to see if I can't get a plane to off-road. But again, we've got wheel spin going on. Doing my best to keep it from going too far backwards with the handbrake. Because trying to just use the gas to keep it going backwards isn't going to work. And that's true for most vehicles, especially in this section. If you just give it more gas to try to prevent the sliding, it's just going to slide more. The best thing to do is let off the gas and hit the handbrake and hope that the handbrake can give you the hold that you need. In this case, not really working. Oh, shoot. We're off the trail completely and into a tree. Alright, so, yeah, my wheels are just spinning. I was really hoping that I could just gently go forward and maybe get back on the trail since this thing does have a lot of torque. Instead, I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get it off the tree and then get back around to the path here. There we go. Got off the first tree, just hit another one, but that spun the front end around, which now I can drive around and get back over the trail. I will say, even though the dump is struggling, look at how it holds going sideways on that massive incline. I mean, look at the angle. That's what, about almost a 45-degree angle. Most vehicles right here, they slide, and this one is sliding, but they slide really bad to the right. But the dump's doing pretty damn good. Normally I can't get a vehicle that struggled to get up this section to do what the dump just did. I have to go way back down and come back up almost at the beginning of this little path here. But the dump was able to get through there without much effort at all. So back almost to where we started from a minute ago, which, by the way, even our slowest vehicle, the hearse, was already up the top, or up to the top of Mount Chiliad 2 minutes ago. So yeah, the dump is definitely struggling to make anything happen here. I really don't. I don't know. I have to admit, going into this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to do my best. But the realist in me was kind of like, I don't think it can do it. But it is getting around this corner a little bit better this time. Or, well, it was. Now it's just sliding. I got to keep all four wheels in that narrow path, which is such a challenge because of the width of this thing. If I could just get it past this one section, we might be okay. Well, until we run into the next narrow bit anyway. Did you ever think you'd see some idiot, though, trying to take the giant dump truck up the side of the mountain? I don't know, maybe in more skilled hands it can be done, but I'm definitely struggling with it a lot. Turn off the headlights so I can see a little bit better. Trying to keep all four wheels on this tiny narrow path, and the headlights turn themselves back on. Awesome. Alright, come on. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Come on. Come on. Nope. Don't spin. Don't spin. Don't spin. Now my left wheel, I've got my right wheel on the path, but now the left wheel's not really on, so it's spinning. I think I can just get around this little bend right here. Maybe I could get this thing up the hill. So I'm just trying to inch my way forward, get traction anywhere I can. That right rear wheel is in the grass again and spinning. Look at how narrow that is. There's no way I'm keeping all four wheels of this truck on that path. It's just not going to happen. You can see the left wheel has tons of grip. It's not spinning at all, but that right wheel, it just doesn't have anything to grab hold of. It's just loose dirt and grass over there to the right. And it's just making this next to impossible. Oh, it found some grip. It found some grip. Come on. Come on, Dump. You can do it. Come on. Oh, I've got wheel spin. Nope. Come on. Okay, hold it with the handbrake. Oh, God. Not even the handbrake's holding it. Oh, shoot. Come on. Okay, there. Got the handbrake to hold. Let's see if I can get going back forward. This is really steep. Yeah, that left wheel's just not got anything to bite. And I'm going more backwards than forwards. Handbrake's not working. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna call it a DNF, guys. Will it off-road? Nope. It won't. That doesn't mean I gave up, however. I'm gonna speed the footage up here quite a bit. I went on for like another 7.5, maybe 8 minutes. Trying, like, even alternate paths. First I tried getting it back around to the trail and going up that way. And then I just tried doing some alternate paths. And it was all for naught. It couldn't be done. No matter what I tried, no matter what I did with a combination of handbrake and acceleration, I could not get this truck up that first really steep section. I mean, I even gave it a pass by cheating right there, by not making it go through that narrow gap on that turn. But I mean, it struggles around this turn, and then once I do finally get it around the turn, it just struggles the rest of the way up the hill. So yeah, I hate to say it, the Dump does not off-road. Wound up stuck in the crevice, however you want to say it. And this is where I kind of started trying maybe some alternate paths, just to see if maybe I couldn't get up to the trail somewhere that the width of the truck wouldn't be an issue. So I tried that washout, but that was too steep. I'm going to try on just the grassy part, but it's a little too slick, and I can't get any grip at all, and it just slides backwards. So, yeah, that does it for the Dump. So we'll leave it to its fate. To me to train. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, get subscribed if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to go vote on the vehicles that you want to see in the next Will It Off-Road. The link is in the description down below. I'm Brendan72Mo, and I'll see you in the next video.